Does the VJJ still feel the same after having a baby? How is it down there? And all those type of questions. That is what I'll be talking about in this video. Like, if you have been wondering everything about having a baby, how you handle things after that and all, you're in the right place. Just sit down because I am about to answer all those questions people are too scared to ask women who already have kids, right? So if you want to see my answers to all those questions, keep watching. Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Kenna and I am a Cameroonian content creator. I'm based in Douala, Cameroon. So you might want to consider clicking on that subscribe button because here I do a lot of sit down videos like this where I just talk about random topics, I talk about pressing topics, I talk about a lot. I also have a vlogging section on my channel where I do vlogs. So in case you're interested in vlogs, good and fine. If you're interested in videos like this, good and fine as well. So yes guys, like I said, I am going to be answering all the questions people are too scared to ask women who are pregnant, women who have kids and all that. So the questions, I went online and I gathered I think 12 or 11 questions and I am going to be answering them. So without wasting too much of your time, let's go straight into it. First question says, how long did you wait to look down there after having kids? You know, when the baby is coming out, you feel like, oh my God, you look at your baby like this big thing, where did this big thing come from? So there's usually that fear. I don't know about other people, but I was so scared. I was like, I'm not looking down there. Like, why do I want to look down there? I feel like I went like almost a month when I stopped the hurting and all, you know, all the pain that people feel after having babies. I went all through that time before I even looked down there. So yes, that does the vagina feel the same after birth? It obviously does not feel the same, guys. It does not, especially when you do a vaginal birth. When you have a baby, it's sore. That's the best way I can describe it. Like, it's sore, it hurts. Not to talk about those people that have tears. I've never had a tear, I've just had little bruises and it hurts. So I can just imagine how someone who gave birth and had stitches and all that, like, oh, it can be very painful, but it's sore. When you want to pee, it's hard to pee. I used to throw water down there while I'm peeing. And excuse me guys if I did not say this, if you are somebody who doesn't like TMI, you don't like over information, maybe this video is not for you. But I used to have to pour water there while peeing after having a baby because it's really sore. It's just like, you know how it feels when you have a wound, right? So imagine when you have a wound and then something with like spirit is being poured on top. It's painful. So that is how it Did you wax before going into labor? I waxed, yes, before going into labor. It was the struggle of my life just to find a way to bend down and wax and clean down there. I didn't really wax, I shaved. It was, oh my God guys, when you're pregnant, shaving down there is so hard, especially if your partner is not around to help you, or if your partner does not know how to help you, or you don't trust your partner to be able to do it properly. And that's one of those places that I don't feel like comfortable for somebody to even be looking at it, not to talk of shaving it for me. So I obviously shaved before going into labor. I shaved every time I was going to see the doctor, guys. I would shave, like I would clean down there. Like, I don't want to be one of those women that a doctor will open and it's like, oh my God, this is a nightmare. So I always shaved and just cleaned down there properly before thinking about going to see the doctor. Feel bothered that the baby or the kids are taking away your alone time or time with your partner? To be very honest, the kids take a lot of my alone time and also our alone time as a couple, because you know my case, we're in the house just with the kids, so we cannot just keep them with the nanny and like, oh, let's go and have quiet time. So it's not easy, but I don't feel bad about it because we make it work. We have our ways that we make things work. We could make the kids go to bed early, we spend time together. There'll always be a way. I just believe that when you're a parent and you're intentional, you always find a way to go around things like that. How hard is it to not be intimate for the 6 to 8 weeks after birth? Guys, let me talk for my husband here. See, this video would have really been fun if he was here, but I don't think he would be comfortable talking about these things. See guys, it was easy for us because my husband seen the whole process of going through the pregnancy, going into, no, he didn't see the labor part, he just heard it. But understanding the whole process, guys, we were not thinking about sex. So when I see people who just had babies and they're like, oh my God, we're not doing it, I'm like, where do you see the strength from? Where do you see that strength from? When I remember the source and everything, I like those 2 months, it just goes like that. I feel like for Caden, we even went up to like 3 months. It just went like that, like so fast. I did not even notice, I did not even feel, right? Even my husband, he was traumatized. I'm telling you, he was traumatized by the whole pregnancy thing, delivery thing. So it was not a thing that we were feeling like, oh my God, are we going to be able to wait till that time reaches? Like, it was not like that for us. For us, it was, we never see how the time had passed. We were traumatized by the whole having the baby thing and all that. It's true that for Monique, I think we waited the 6 weeks when I went to the doctor and the doctor cleared that everything was right. We tried something. For Myra, I feel like it's the same thing. But for Caden, guys, we were so traumatized, like, oh my God. So I'm wondering, like, where do people get this Holy Spirit from? Because when I had my baby, like, who is thinking about me, you climbing on me or you doing anything to me? Like, I was not even in that headspace. Like, what are you talking about? Baby who, for what, for why? I beg, I was not even there. Next one is, how long did it take for your period to come back? For Caden, guys, I went 9 months without having my period. So people were like, no, it's because you're breastfeeding. When you breastfeed, your period does not come. I just feel like we always say every pregnancy comes with its own things. I feel like it was not because I was breastfeeding. I don't believe that, because I did exclusive breast milk for breastfeeding for all my kids. So I don't think it was because I was breastfeeding Caden exclusively. That's why it did not come. It did not just come. Like, I was living my best life. So guys, I went for almost 2 years without my period. Like, what? Every woman's dream. But the thing about that is, because your system has not balanced, so you don't know when you're ovulating, you don't know when anything is happening, so there's a high chance for you to get pregnant, right? But I loved it so much. Like, on the day that my period came, I almost burst into tears, like, oh my God, why is this thing coming? Like, I've been having such a good time without my period. Like, for Monique, guys, the thing came after 2 weeks, or was it 1 week? 1 month. I can remember my sister came and I was bleeding, so my period had come. But inside my head, I knew that for Caden, I'd stayed like 9 months, and I'm like, I'm not sure this should be. I'm not sure this is it. So it had come, and the next day I got up and I went to the doctor. I told my sister, we need to go to the doctor because I'm worried that where is this thing coming from? Like, from where to where? It's not supposed to be coming now, right? We went to the doctor and the doctor checked. I was like, everything is fine. Your period just came back, and I was like, how? Like, I was legit shocked, because I'm like, I thought that it was going to make months or something. The doctor was like, no, with each child things happen differently. And you could see in that case I was still exclusively breastfeeding Monique, and Monique, but it came 1 month after. For Myra it came like 3 months after, but for Monique it came 1 month after. Do you use contraceptives? I think I have answered this before, guys. I do not use contraceptives. I am traumatized. I'm scared. Like, I think I've used the word traumatized a lot in this video, but I do not use any contraceptives. We do the pull-out method. I have my Flow app on my phone, where I study my period to see my safe days, my unsafe days, and just things like that. I don't use any contraceptive. It's true, when I had Myra, when I was leaving the hospital, a group of doctors had come there to just tell me you have to do contraceptive. They tried to present the different ones to me, and just to tell me that, Kenna, you need to, in case you've already had 3 kids, in case you don't want to have more kids, or in case you're not ready to have a kid just now, anytime soon, you want to take any of these contraceptives. But I decided not to, because guys, when I see some women who are taking contraceptions and it's giving them extra weight, it's making them bleed too much, all those things, I'm just like, normally my period is not always the lightest period, it's always really heavy, so I don't want to start bleeding extra. I don't want the extra. People told me like, no, the hormones, they told me about the coil that they had to put inside my womb. I was considering it at one point, then later on I changed my mind. But guys, I do not use contraceptives. It just depends on you. If you want to, then you go ahead. But that's something that I have never used it. I've been married for 9 years today. Next question is, do you argue with your partner about who gets to rest more. Argued? No. When I had Caden, guys, it wasn't like I argued. I got frustrated. With time, I got to understand. So my husband will go to work. He'll leave the house by 6 a.m. He comes back by 6 p.m. He's traveling. He's doing a lot. And I was in the house, so with my mom and my aunt. Oh my God, my aunt, may her soul rest in peace. I was home with them, and they would take care of the baby. I'll be sleeping, relaxing, and then in the night, my aunt and my mom, they'll go and sleep, and they'll leave me with the baby. And I'll always be like, I want to take care of this baby myself, because you are not going to be here forever. Soon you will go back, and when you go back, how am I going to handle this? So I always used to try to take care of the baby. But you know the way newborns can be. There'll be times that Caden will cry and cry. I'll get so frustrated. I will get up and start quarreling with my husband, and I'll get so upset. But with time, I got to understand that, but this man is going to, he'll get up in the morning, he'll go to work. You are staying home. When this man goes to work, you will stay home, you get up, carry this baby, go and give your mom and your aunt. They'll tell you to sleep, they'll cook for you, they'll clean for you, they'll do everything for you. You're just sitting here. So why would you want this man to get up when you're getting up? So I just felt like that was me being selfish. So for the other kids, I just understood, like, you know what, I'm not waking him up. It's true that sometimes he was going to get up to just help me when he sees that I'm overwhelmed or I'm tired. He'll get up and help me. But I was not all, oh, how can you be sleeping when I'm doing this? It's supposed to be equal. Was I the only one that gave birth to this baby? No, I was not like that. Like, for me, it wasn't like that. But I cannot lie, there was a day that I spoke to my husband, traumatized him. Clapped him off the bed, and I'm like, what is going on? What had happened was, we were sleeping, Caden woke up. So Caden was being so fussy that night. Caden was crying. At that time, I did not have the AC in my bedroom. So the baby is crying. I'm struggling with the baby. I had not put on the fan. So the baby has been crying, and I've been asking him, can you give me milk? He was not talking. Like, my husband lay on the bed like, I'm dead, I'm sleeping, I'm not hearing anything you're saying. He was pretending, obviously, because the baby was really loud. So everything, I would ask him, can you give me this? He was not even moving. I'll go around, get the thing, come and sit down, do it. And then guess what? He too, places were getting hot, so he too was feeling the heat. So I'm like, please, can you put on the fan? He sent his hand and put on the fan. What? Oh my God, guys, I so screamed at my husband, like, I quarreled with him. I insulted him. I was like, you want me to die? Do you think that? Like, I spoke and I spoke and I spoke. I spoke. I screamed at him. He got up. He was half asleep. He was crying the baby. I'm sorry now. If you want me to carry the baby, like, it was so much. Thank God we are done with those days. That is why I'm telling people, I don't want another baby. Like, it was crazy. But from then, he started understanding that even if he goes to work and he comes back and maybe I've been home all day and I have help, it's also nice once in a while for him to help me, for him to support me. So he started trying more. There are sometimes that he'll even get up and I'm like, no, it's okay, you can sleep. But almost every couple that I know that have had kids always go through. Do you still have the same confidence you had about your body before you had a baby? Guys, no, I don't. It's like, for me, right, it's like 50-50, okay? I feel like I'm more voluptuous now that I've had a baby. Before I had a nice shape. A lot of people used to compliment me about my shape. I had the almost hourglass kind of shape, right? But with me having babies, oh my God, guys, I feel like, I don't know about other people, but I feel like because of my shape, that is, I feel I'm hotter now than I was before having a baby, right? For my shape, oh yes, but of recent, the stomach is not stomaching. I feel like it's the age, but my stomach is not stomaching. Down there, I don't feel like it's the same. There are certain parts of your body now that are weaker and things like that. So for those parts, I don't feel as confident. But when it comes to the way I look physically, my shape, oh my God, guys, I'm very happy. I'm very happy. Like, oh, if this is what giving birth will give to some people, then why are you complaining? Because I was not like this. Like, definitely I wasn't like this before having babies. Are you going to try to have another baby after all these things? No, guys, I don't know. Like I tell you people all the time, today I want, tomorrow I don't want. I don't know. I don't think, but to be very honest with you, I don't think I want to. If it happens, it's definitely not going to be planned if it happens, but it's not something I'm hoping to go through again. Awkward, like, having so many people question is it awkward having so many people look at you down there when you're giving birth? See, my dear people, the first thing that you should know is when you are about having that baby, you don't care if it's the whole world looking down there. You just want that pain to go. So yes, it's awkward, but you are not even thinking about it because the pain you are feeling is out of this world. So what you're thinking, or what I was thinking more in that situation was, can you get this thing out? Like sometimes there are almost like 5 people there, just everybody looking down there. I really do not care. But when I was having Monique, guys, my doctor, the gynecologist, because he's not the one that gives birth, he's there to check if anything goes wrong, but the midwife is the one taking out the baby and all that. So the doctor stood, like he stood directly opposite, like that. My legs were open like this, and he was standing directly, and he was like this. Hey guys, God. After that, I threatened to change my gynecologist because I never, like, oh my God, like, I used to feel so embarrassed each time I see him. It's different for all those other people who are there, they're walking, oh, bring this, we're moving the baby, you're doing this, and not the gyno, like, not somebody standing there and watching as if he was watching a movie. Like, after that, I felt so embarrassed, like, oh my God, like, doctor, you and I, it's over between both of us, basically. And last but not least question, is your VJJ still the same as it was before you had a baby? I don't think so, guys. I obviously do not think so. Some people will be like, no, mine has come back. Like, it's a muscle. It's a muscle. I feel like it's like elastic. No matter, even if you pull an elastic and it comes back, right? A bit has lessened. Like, it's not exactly the same. So your pim cannot be the same forever and ever. Like, it cannot. They say even with age, it's not as tight as that. So what about having babies? Like, no, I don't think so. I don't. Like, even if your husband is lying to you or your boyfriend is lying to you, like, it is the same. It is not the same. You can never convince me otherwise. Like, for sure, I know that it is not the same. I do not have any tears. I just had bruises and all that. But for me, I feel like for that fat head of a baby to come out down there, it can never ever be the same. It's true that God has made it in a way that your body can come back, but guys, you cannot convince me on this one. I feel like it can never be the same. Anyway, guys, those are just a couple of questions that I have noticed that people ask about. They always want to know about having babies and all that. If you have more of the questions, I'm still open to answer, so you can ask me in the comment section and I will answer. If the questions are too many, I can do a part 2 of this video. That said, guys, thank you very much for watching this video. Please do not forget to click on that subscribe button. Okay, I'll be very grateful. Thank you guys very much for watching this one, and I'm going to see you on my next one. Okay, love you guys. Bye. Mwah.